Hello viewers, my name is David Kamanzi, and today I'm talking about growing business step by step. It's very important. If you realize the importance of your business, then you need to start small because it will help you grow. And so I have my 3 points I would like to share with you. Number 1 is start on a bottom step. On a bottom step means no investment, capital, no nothing. You have to start somewhere. And then number 2 is small steps to grow. You have to realize your steps in your journey. As you grow step by step, you have to know the small steps. And so number 3, then you have to learn at each step, each level. You have to learn, and I have stories I would like to share with you. When I was doing my bottle business, remember this, when I was doing my bottle business, this is the time when I was living on the street, had nothing to eat, had really nothing, and I had to have a business, but my growing my business step by step, I had to start somewhere. And this time I was getting bottles, correcting bottles, and that's the only level. That's what I had. And then I remember that's when I was 9 years old. 9 years old, you're very young, you know nothing about business, and so but you have to really start. You have to start somewhere, and so and I learned a lot of things. Each step I learned a lot. Customer satisfaction, all setting my good standards in business, and all the challenges I had in businesses. So I had to really start small, because each level I was learning, and I was learning a lesson. I had lessons to learn. I had to grow in business and to realize what I was getting out of my business and all the excitements, and but also, and then there were dangers. You also had to realize the dangers in your business. Sometimes I remember when I was doing my business, and this lady needed me to correct all these bottles, and in the morning I was disrupted. I realized the boys came and told me, "Oh, we need to go swimming and just have fun." But remember, I was expected to deliver my deal, to deliver my business, but now I am nowhere. It is looking for me. So, and then I realized, today I did not make money, so I should not expect to really get my paycheck, and so that means I had to go hungry, go without food, and all those dangers. Each one of you know the dangers you've faced in business. And so, but that taught me, if I am to be a good businessman, I really need to be consistent. Do hard work each day, because each day I want to provide to meet my bills. I want to eat. I want to, like on the street, you really need to get some money you need to get some food. And so there's a lot of sicknesses, sleeping on the dump, you get sick, you want to get treatment. And so you realize you have to be careful. There are those dangers that I realized that I need to protect myself. And so each step I learned a lesson. And then when I was 14 years to 16, that's when I had started to do my bricks business. But also in my brick business, I realized I really didn't know how to make bricks, and I needed to learn a lesson. And so I had to go to this friend of mine. It was very, very hardworking, because if I don't know, then I don't expect a salary. So I went and asked him, please, if you let me work for 2 weeks, I think more than 2.5 weeks, to learn. And so he told me, yeah, you'll come and learn, make sure you have your food, I'm not going to pay you anything, but make sure, come and learn. Come and learn every day. So my number one step was to really master what I was going to do. And learning, there was working hard. That's when I realized the fetching of the water, or the firewood. You need to have firewood, you need to have all these things in place. And it was a hard work, but I disciplined myself to every morning go and get some lessons, go and very work hard, and make sure that we have things ready to get our bricks ready and so I had to go there. And so those were my the small steps I needed to take so that I understand the bricks business. I did not start by I didn't know how to make bricks. I didn't know how much I would be selling my bricks. So I needed to learn all these details. Again, I needed to know my market, understand, who is going to be buying my bricks? How much do they pay? Do we have the demand in the area? Do they need our bricks, or we're just making bricks for the sake of making bricks? So my 2 weeks taught me to get all these details in place. I realized, yes, I will get my customers. I have my customers. I know prices, how much I will be selling a brick. So that really helped me a lot. So in everything you're going to do, you have to start somewhere. You have to start small. There are things, there are details you're going to get. There also can be dangers in growing fast, because you have $1 million shillings. You go, I remembered all these things, and you go start your business. You don't know the weather if you make the pile of bricks. You don't know the details of the weather. I know of a friend who made bricks, and he really was squeezing the corner. He needed to provide it for his family, and he poured money in his brick business. So when I learned this when I was doing my 2 weeks, and so this guy told me, he took me and showed me all his 20,000 piles of bricks was destroyed by the rain. And that was a lesson for me. And I was like, so if I had this million, it was going to just go in just a minute. So I needed to get all these details. We need to start small. We need to know the details. We need to know the dangers. And so in our growing a business, step by step, we need to learn. We need to learn. At each step, there is something for you to learn. There are lessons for you to take.